Greetings and welcome back everyone. My name is Denise and I'm about to ship out some items that sold on Sunday and Monday was a holiday. And guess what? I didn't ship on Tuesday. I have an interesting story about a buyer who was difficult, and I'll let you know how I navigated that situation. I'm about to ship out these items. Not a huge stack, so I'm gonna get right into it. I also just want to say, on the heels of having a $965 day on Friday, I'm not surprised I made no sales on Saturday. Sales on Saturday, I received one lowball offer, which was probably, oh gosh, I think like, not joking, $15 or $16 on an $88 item. So yeah, there was no bridge from that landmass to that landmass. So we were just in the water on that situation. Even though I desperately wanted a sale on Saturday, I wasn't going to do it at the cost of giving away an item to someone. I'm gonna ship out these items. I'm gonna tell you what's been selling for me, and I think we should get right into it the way I like to. Okay, I cleaned everything up. I prepped all of my labels and I am ready to start shipping. Now, the first two items I'm shipping out are going to the same person. They are being sent separately. I am tracking, because they are the same item but they're different, I am tracking which order was which. I wanted to show you what I'm doing. I happen to have these little padded envelopes from sending jewelry to friends, mailing out some things during the pandemic, and I had them left over. So I'm gonna not put anything on this so the person could reuse it. And then I am sticking the envelope inside just this mailer. There's a little bit more real estate on this size mailer to be able to put a label on it versus just the padded one. So what I'm about to ship out is a product that I failed to mention in my last video. Sorry about that. It just kind of got lost in the, I'm trying to find, because I have them numbered in my listing, and so she bought a particular number, so I am shipping her that number. So what I am shipping out right now is a product called New Lastin, and I believe it is minoxidil, whatever is a hair growth formula, and it's for your eyebrows. Now, I found 12 of these. I found them for $1 a tube, and it turns out this company, New Lastin, actually has offices in Boulder. So this is what I did. I decided I was going to sell the ones that were open because they came from the factory were donated. So from the Boulder production facility, they donated them to the thrift store. All of these tubes, and I bought them all for $1. If they weren't sealed, I decided to post them for $25, and if they were sealed, I posted them for $44. Now, this brow serum typically sells for $79, I believe. $44 ones I initially didn't turn off offers on, so it sent out a $37 offer, and she purchased one brand new for the $37, and she purchased one that was open as well, and the open ones I was saying I posted for $25, so she paid $25 plus shipping and $37 plus shipping for these, and I'm a little happy she didn't realize that she could bundle, because I have 25% off for my bundle discounts. Now, I am just gonna throw it out there, guys, but the sale of one of these, it covered my cost of goods. So every single tube I sell from here on out, from that first tube, that $25 tube, I got made $21. And I still haven't sold anything that was under $20 to see the new payout structure on that. So I have essentially made my money back on this with that one sale. And now everything I make above and beyond this will pay that $12 cost of goods. So I made $8 back on the first sale, and then on the second sale of $37, my earnings were $32. So I like to sometimes throw out there to diversify in your brand knowledge, right? So maybe you need to start learning some great men's brands to pick up. Maybe you need to start learning outdoor gear brands to pick up. I don't know exactly what that is for you, but for me, I had a dive day when I went thrifting on these days, and I actually intentionally, as I called it in my sourcing video, I went into all the nooks and crannies of the thrift store, and I really took my time trying to dip into those departments and categories that I normally don't sell in. Now at this particular thrift store, they just happen to have like pillows, arts and crafts, games, and then they have like cosmetics and health and beauty items, I guess you could say. It's a very small section. And I just happened to see these multiple tubes hanging there, and I was like, what's New Lastin? I don't know what New Lastin is. So I Google searched it, and the first thing that came up was $80 a tube. Now, I didn't do heavy investigating at that moment, so that was on me. But I do know that those were donated by the company, and so I felt confident in stating, and I will put how I titled this, and I'll put up the information in my listing in case you find something that's open, that this wasn't a consumer donation. So these are products that came from the company and they just weren't factory sealed. The ones that were factory sealed, 2 of them didn't, but the rest of them kind of had some sort of cosmetic flaw to them, like the cap was a little bit wonky looking, like a different shape, or it had something cosmetic wrong with it. So I guess, you know, there was basically factory seconds. All of these products were sold as factory seconds. Straight up in the title. The next item I sold was a Helmut Lang modern sheath dress. Button down, or not button down, wool and silk are the components of this sheath dress. There's the Helmut Lang label. Now I'm just gonna throw this out there. To me, Helmut Lang was one of those brands when I first found it thrifting. I was like, oh my goodness, Helmut Lang, yay! Then I quickly came to realize, like, Helmut Lang, okay, maybe not a fast seller. I've had this in my closet for a year. This was from my consignment client, so I would not have picked this up. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out the best way to ship it. It is beautiful. It's beautiful. I don't know why Helmut doesn't have a great resale market, but you know, these dresses retail for $500 or something, and they sell for $60. Would I say I would not pick this up? Yes. I would just come out and say it. I would not buy this dress if I saw it at the Goodwill for $10, even though I sold it for $60. It took a year. I am really trying to hone in and develop my dress buying skills. Now, I didn't buy this one, but I do feel like this is my dress sourcing ability. I'll pick up a dress, it'll sell within a week or 2. I'll pick up a dress, I'll hold on to it for 2 years. Like, those are my 2 wheelhouses of dress buying skills. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing, or I know exactly what I'm doing. And a lot of the time, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I'm usually taking a a risk on a dress brand that I'm not familiar with that has really great comps. I'm trying. I'm exploring my dress repertoire, we could say. So really don't take any dress advice from me unless I am hands down like, buy this brand, you have to have it. So on a whole, I'm gonna say Helmut Lang, mediocre to lukewarm in the sales department. I don't know what I had it listed for, maybe like $80 or something. And the person sent me an offer of $60 and I jumped at it. I didn't counter offer. I didn't think twice about it. It was like really a no-brainer in my head. Next up, you know, I didn't think this was gonna go anywhere. I just posted this shirt. It's kind of like a brushed flannel. That's what I called it anyway. This is a Stephen Allen shirt, and Stephen Allen is I'm just gonna comfortably say it, a cottage brand. Stephen Allen used to have stores, retail stores in Los Angeles. I think some of their pieces have that very preppy New England vibe. Their actual brand, their Stephen Allen pieces, I think the majority of them were definitely made in the USA, and I still believe they have a web-based commerce now. They don't have physical store locations. One of my favorite pairs of jeans came from a Stephen Allen store. My first pair of Imogene and Willie Elizabeths. If you've been around here, I just recently sold a pair for 150 bucks. So, let's see. So anyway, this was part of my death pile. My husband had bought this for himself, and he didn't like the length of it. It wasn't there. He's very particular about fit. Very. AKA fussy. And so he just didn't like the fit of this. He thrifted it. I was with him when he thrifted it. And so he said, hey, you want to sell the Stephen Allen? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if comps are there. So I sold this for $29. I had a little back and forth with the buyer, and he initially came in at $19, and I had just posted it. This item was literally posted the day before, and I had it sitting in drafts for, I have to confess, I probably had it in my drafts for 3 weeks, 2 weeks. When I cleared out that rack, I got everything posted right away, put in inventory, and then I had these lingering items that were kind of guys' pieces, some men's Oxfords and that kind of thing, and I was just not inspired to post them. Even though I had done all the legwork, I hadn't gotten together, like, you know, I didn't even know the name of it. I just called it a button-down shirt, brushed flannel, and it sold in a day. I'm like, of course it did. Of course it did. An item that I've had just collecting dust in my garage for over a month sells in a day. I wish I could predict. Just like, as I mentioned at the opening of my video, I had my amazing sales day on Friday, $965. And then I went on to have no sales on Saturday. A few trickled in on Sunday. It's hard to come off of those like amazing numbers and just feeling like, reselling, I got this, to like, maybe you have it, but you're gonna have to keep working to earn it. I just kept listing items. I didn't really let the like no sales thing bum me out. Awesome. And I also did it on the heels of not having any major closet clear out sales. I didn't have 50% off. I didn't send 40% off. I was very open to accepting offers from buyers, but I personally was not pursuing. I'm not even talking about what I'm shipping out right now. Let's see if I have the label here. Oh, I do. I'm gonna sneak it in the camera. So this is a Topo Designs, and Topo Designs is a Colorado company. I talk about Topo Designs a lot because I typically sell all the Topo Designs pieces that I pick up. They kind of started as like a little cottage outdoor brand. They used to sew all of their bags and backpacks in Colorado, made them very unique and stand out. And then as they grew, their production to other parts of the world grew as well. So they stopped producing here in Colorado. Weep. They did start to expand the types of items that they sell. General, like outdoor vibey pants. I sold this Topo Designs top to, I believe, a counter offer for $32. And honestly, it's a tank top. It's French terry. So I was happy with that. I accepted whatever that situation was that played out to seal the deal on this sale. Essentially, I didn't go back and forth or anything like that. I was happy to be making sales, truthfully. The next one I was really happy to make, and then I was disappointed. So the next sale I'm not shipping out because the order was canceled, and I'm gonna give you the details of it. I sold this really cute, cool one-piece Free People. It's like a patchwork magnolia pearl inspired. Let me grab it. It's right here. Paint splatter patchwork. As you can see, it's got raw hems. It's got like embroidery on the patches, that kind of thing. So I actually have this piece because it's rather unique in my closet for $150. And I really anticipated getting around $98 for it, but I priced it the way I did because that's how other people have it priced. And I really didn't want to price it at $98 and then get $50 offers on it. So someone offered me $80, and I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna take the $80. I'm gonna take it. $80's great. I paid $20 for it, so perfect. You know, and then you get the message from the buyer, and sometimes the message from the buyer is like, oh, I'm traveling and tomorrow, can you send this FedEx? And you're like, no. And sometimes the person's like, thank you so much for accepting my offer. I'm so excited. And then, dun 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 dun, there's this message. Hi, I know you haven't mentioned in the listing any defects, but I was looking at the picture number 3. Even though it's hard to tell, when I make it larger, it gets blurry. Is the stitching around the patchwork not damaged, right? Not damaged, right? It kind of looks like part of it became undone. If that's the case, please cancel the sale on your end. Thank you. So out of the jump, hey, no, thank you. No, she just like bitch right out of the gate. Like, ew, are these seams undone? Like, yeah, I'm gonna sell something for $150 that has undone seams. 5-star rating. Sold 3,700 items, and yeah, I'm just gonna like send you a holy old piece of $150 item in my closet. Seems logical. So I reply, there's no damage. This would be disclosed. Raw hems always create the appearance of loose threads. That's the Free People vibe, especially trying to mimic magnolia pearl. If you look at any of my other listings, when there's irregularities, I put call out in the title. I hope you love them. I own the same overalls in size large, and mine has the stitching around the patchwork. And she goes on. I just don't want to go through the return process, she says. So I just want to say, Free People put not once but twice in their language, in their listing, these are unique and they will not be the same from one to the next. It's not one of those items that are mass produced and they look like a carbon copy of one another. These are crafted in a way that every single piece is unique. So this is what I replied. I never guarantee a unique item that Free People states twice in their copied and pasted language is going to be like another one. They are unique. I'd prefer to avoid your expectations of matching a pair you own. Best of luck. Yeah, $80 sale out the window, and I just knew this woman was gonna be a headache. Come on now, come on. You bought a unique item and you're like, it doesn't look like these match the ones I own, and I have them in a large. Okay. Like, cool. Moving on to people I decided to interact and sell to. Recently, I've actually been passing on Beyond Yoga. They can sell well, but for me lately, Beyond Yoga's been sitting a little bit. Like, I haven't even been able to sell them live. They're just a little bit more long tail. Like, they are just kind of a very specific market. So, anyway, I sold these for $36. These are called Beyond the Bump. And as you can see, it has this front that is for maternity. I do think on these and the other pieces that I have, they tend to be the brighter colors, and I've sold a few of the brighter color pieces. This is called Space Dye, like pretty quick, pretty fast. But in general, I just think those like Space Dye gray or black or neutral tones just tend to sell just a notch up a little bit faster than the bright colors. So she probably wanted a pair of these leggings, I'm assuming in a more neutral color, and couldn't find them and settled on buying them for $36 in this color. That's in my heart of hearts what I think of the situation. The first item I actually sold out of all of these items was this J. Crew Park blazer. This actually just came up in my offers from buyers video, and this blazer is in great condition. It's a size 8. I love picking up J. Crew blazers. I really didn't discover the beauty of J. Crew blazers until, my goodness, not until about 6 months ago, I would say. I didn't know it was a thing and that they're highly sought after. And now I know they're a thing and highly sought after. So, of course, Schoolboy is a really popular one. This is the first time I had picked up the Park. It is this really lovely herringbone wool blend. Some of the ones that I have found have been like 100% wool or pretty darn close to it. This one seemed like it wasn't as substantial as the other ones that I have found, but I still picked it up anyway. I have had a lot of action on this with kind of offers and counter offers and blah, 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 blah. I think I maybe even recently just reposted it. I needed a break from the current people that had shown interest in it and then never really followed through with purchasing the actual item. Okay, my friend J. Crew blazer, I hope you enjoy your new home. I do think, you know, blazers feel to be one of those items that are both trendy and classic, right? So people decide to invest in something like a J. Crew blazer because they want that staple wardrobe. And it's fall and they're trendy. Kind of the best of both worlds. I do have a J. Crew blazer right now on my to-post rack, and it was in my last thrift with me video. It is a chambray schoolboy blazer, and even though it wasn't wool, I decided to pick it up because it was half price, so I love that. I do tape or put one of these priority stickers on the seals of my packages. It probably would help if I put a shipping label on that. So I had received an offer of $66 on this from someone, and then they canceled it. and 66 was my 15% off. So this is going to Durham, and my daughter just applied to UNC. So maybe that's a good sign. Maybe that's a good omen that she will get into UNC. Okay, last item I saved because, you know, a little wonkadonk packing shoes. Just gonna grab, as I've mentioned before, I buy like 40 or 30 pounds at once of moving paper. It's gonna feel a little bit more recycled. It's louder and crinkly, and I don't like wrapping garments in it, but I like to have it to wrap shoes, because a lot of the times if you use this type of tissue paper that I use that's unbleached, shoes really just quickly, like the heel will poke through the tissue paper, that kind of vibe. So I just decided at one point that I'm gonna keep using this packing paper for shoes, and I just do like a really loose wrapping. Look at me, I prepped my box in advance, little star packer here. And then I like having this packing paper to fill packages so they don't get crushed, and to wrap shoes or hard goods or bags, leather items, that kind of thing. Sometimes I will wrap some men's items that, like for example, those selvage jeans. Now, confess, I had these in my closet for a hot minute for about $108. People are selling them or having them listed for closer to, I would say they're being closer to listed for like $125 neighborhood, and people are actually selling them for that. These are a pair of Freebird by Stephen Randy heels. I received a $60 offer from the buyer, and I just declined. I'm like, okay, listed for $125, sending me an offer for $60. Thanks, but no thanks. Like, it's just not happening. I'm not selling Freebirds that aren't heavily damaged for $60. Like, if they were damaged, bring it on. So she came back with $75, and I actually sat on that offer for about 12 hours. Now, a $75 offer nets me with $66, and I paid $20 for them. So I am making $46 profit on these. If I waited for $95, I mean, I would have been making substantially more. If I waited for $85, $10 more. Get my drift. I just decided, like, okay, I get a lot of attention to these shoes, just not enough serious attention. So I had someone who was interested, and I decided that I wanted to move them along. So here's my short stack. I'm gonna run some numbers. I'm gonna go over them in one moment. Okay, so this stack right here, let's do the math. It's 8 items. And on what planet am I living on where I'm not celebrating selling 8 items? I'm grounded in this moment. I am grateful that I sold these 8 items. 1000%. There is just absolutely no piece of me that's like, oh, I only sold these things. What? $354 in sales divided by 8 is $44.25. So $44 ASP. I am hitting my goals of really leveling up. Leveling up is the word I'm using. I'm trying to get from 32 to 35 to 40 to 45. I'm trying just that little tiny bracket of average sales price. As we know with the new fees, I'm earning more money as a result. I didn't do the breakdown, but in my one big video, I did talk about how I made $96 more than if it was 2 weeks ago. Now, just for fun, if I didn't sell those overalls to someone who was a pain in the ass and I shipped them out with this batch, I would have made $434 on 9 items, and that would have been a $48 ASP. So that would have been amazing. I'm not concerned that the overalls are going to sell. I appreciate you guys so much, and I thank you for watching. I'm going to be back with a new offers from buyers videos, and I actually have a great thrift haul from yesterday. For watching. If you like this, give it a thumbs. Try the thumbs up. See if the thumbs up feels good. Or subscribe and come back. I have an offers from buyers playlist right now, and I'm gonna link it here. You guys check it out. Let's do these deep dives on offers from buyers together, because we're just swimming in a sea of loneliness reselling sometimes, and it just helps me understand how to navigate these situations better every time I make a video and people leave comments. So take care, everyone. I'm turning off the camera. I'm turning off the camera.